Hello friends, I'm Vicky and you're with Grammy in the kitchen. Today we're going to make chili with dry beans and ground turkey. We're even going to make the spice mix together also. But this video actually started 10 hours ago. We're going to rewind the clock and go back to last night, how we soaked our dry beans. So, you ready? Here we go. So right here in this 2.5 gallon bucket, I keep my dry beans. This is kidney beans. On the scale, I have weighed out 1.5 pounds of beans. This glass pouring pitcher, I've already picked through those, picked out the bad ones or any kind of rocks. I didn't see no rocks, so I think we're okay. Fill this up with Berkey water, filtered water. I just call it Berkey water. A little swish. We're going to get some saran wrap and cover this. We're going to keep this on the counter and let it soak overnight. It's right there on the counter. And we'll just leave it there and we'll start. Good morning, friends. Our red kidney beans have been soaking overnight. Now we're going to go ahead and get these strained. So I have the colander in the sink right here, and I'm going to go ahead and strain these beans. We're going to give them a little rinse. Cold water. So in my Dutch oven, I'm going to pour the beans in there. We're going to pour cold water over the beans. Make sure they are all covered. Put some salt. After we cover them, we're going to bring the beans and the water up to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, then we're going to cook it for 45 minutes. Okay, the beans have been starting to boil. We're going to give those a little swish. So while the beans are cooking, I decided to go ahead and get everything out. I have some multicolor peppers that I had chopped up and stuck in the freezer. I have 1 cup of onions we chopped up and put in the freezer. I have a can of tomato paste, a can of diced tomatoes, one of our home canned jars of chicken stock. I have 1.5 pounds of ground turkey, any kind of ground meat that you would like. But now we need to make our chili mix. So I have a recipe right here. So we're going to need garlic powder, onion powder, cumin, chili powder, and paprika. I'm going to make more than what we need, so the rest of it we'll just put in a mason jar and put it on the pantry shelf. And all recipes online. This is a recipe I found online. I do not remember the name of the website I went to, but I do also change it up just a bit. So as for the chili powder, we're going to need 12 tablespoons. And then we need to add 2 teaspoons of paprika, onion powder, and garlic powder. We're going to need 8 teaspoons. Garlic powder, 8 teaspoons. Cumin, 8 teaspoons. And pepper, 1 teaspoon. We're not going to add our salt right now. We will add that when we're ready to taste it. We're going to give this a good mix. Make sure all those spices are mixed together. It smells like chili. I think it's cheaper to have ingredients at the ready than to buy those individual packets of seasoning mix. These are ingredients, we know what's in it. This onion powder is nothing but onion powder. There's no anti-caking material in it or anything. So when we make our spice blends, buy the ingredients for those spices and make it yourself. You can always make a little bit extra pantry shelf for a few months. Anybody who knows me knows that if you can buy it, you can make it at home healthier and cheaper. And we're all about money saving in these times. And one more thing, we're going to use some garlic. This is whole garlic cloves that we put in some vinegar and put it in the refrigerator. We're going to do 3 cloves of garlic. Three cloves of garlic. Chili beans have been drained. To a stock pot, we're going to add a tablespoon of oil. Our meat is still a little frozen, so it's going to take some maneuvering to get that all crumbled up. Beef is almost completely cooked. We're going to add our onions and our colored peppers. You could use fresh. I just like having things in the freezer for easy access. We're going to add our garlic. We're going to go ahead and add some salt. We season in layers. Just going to let those onions and peppers and garlic cook a little bit. So we've let the vegetables cook with the meat for about 5 minutes. Now we're going to add about half of this can, and this is a 6-ounce can of tomato paste. We're going to cook that tomato paste just a bit, maybe 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and add our chili mix. Not sure how much we're going to need. We're going to start off with 4 heaping tablespoons. We're going to add our diced tomatoes and our chicken stock. You can use store-bought if you like. Let's go ahead and add our beans. I think we need another jar of chicken stock. I'll be right back. Got the second jar of chicken stock. So we're going to put the lid on the chili and let it cook for 30 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and set our timer. At the time, we're going to taste it and see if it needs salt or pepper or even some more of that chili season mix that we made. So in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and put our season mix in a mason jar. So we got like a half of a pint jar left. We're going to put a lid. This is a used lid. I reused the lids for storage. And as for the tomato paste, you don't use a whole can. Measure about a tablespoon and put it in some parchment paper. I have a reusable Ziploc bag here, and we'll just put these right in here, and we'll stick this in the freezer so the next time we need tomato paste, we know we have 1 tablespoons of tomato paste for a future recipe. Okay, timer went off. Let's give it a taste, see if we need to add anything to it. I'm going to turn it down just a bit so it doesn't boil and splash me. Can you see the beautiful colors in there? It's beautiful. Alright, so we want to get some beans and some of the sauce to see if the beans are ready. And then we're going to try some of the sauce in there. Alright, so we have a bean and some broth. We're checking the doneness of the beans and the flavor of the broth. That's really good. That is very flavorful, but I think it does need a little bit of salt. That is really, really good. There you go. We just made chili. Now we're having a delicious bowl of chili. If you want to learn more ways how Grammy cooks in the kitchen, hit that subscribe button. We put videos out 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturday. Everything is scratch made and home cooked. Even our spice blends are scratched made. Hope you enjoyed this recipe and you have a blessed day. Thank you.